Welcome everyone. In today's video I am going to look at the birth of the giants and where they originated from. The subject of giants and titans may only seem like stories that have been derived from Greek or Celtic mythology, or even a fantasy novel. Due to previous great resets, whether it was the earthquakes, mud floods or some sort of disaster, vast amounts of true history was lost. Once the civilizations of giants and the titans had been destroyed, there were corrupted secret societies of human beings that rose to prominence, who wanted others to believe that they had always been the supreme rulers of planet Earth. Hence, they deliberately censored and deleted the true history and replaced it with their own fictional narratives, which ignored the incredible civilizations which the giants and the titans had created. Many stories from Greek mythology mention the massive titans, who were also known as the vengeful beings. They fought battles with the 12 Olympian deities ruled over by Zeus Olympus. The massive conflict was defined as the Titomachia, or the vengeful being warfare, that lasted for 10 years. The incredible Titomachia occurred in the Thessaly region, which was a location that extended from northern to central Greece. This event happened around 12,000 BC. According to some stories, the Titans were believed to have stood over 150 feet tall. This battle of the Titans literally shook the ground as they fought against the 12 Olympian deities. We have the story of Prometheus, the supreme trickster, the Titan deity of sacred fire. Although Prometheus was not actually a Titan, he was spared imprisonment because he had not fought Zeus with the Titans. His true power rose when he took the sacred fire from the 12 Olympian deities and brought it to the humans. According to Greek mythology, after the Titomachia occurred, Zeus sent all the giants to Tartarus to punish them for fighting against him. Zeus then appointed Prometheus to create a human from clay, soil and water. Prometheus shaped the human form out of mud, and then the goddess of Athena breathed fire into his clay figure. There are many stories in Greek mythology which concern another conflict, which on this occasion arose between the Gigantes giants and the 12 Olympian deities. Each of the giants were physically huge life forms that displayed immense strength, courage and determination. They were not as large as the Titans and therefore were around 80 feet tall. The story became known as the Gigantomachia, or the Giants' Warfare. This event occurred around 8300 BC. The various giants of mainland Europe, Britain and Ireland were perceived to be dull creatures during the medieval period, which lasted from 528 AD to the 15th century. The giants of the medieval period in Europe could be generous or helpful, but they also seemingly appeared to act like ogres, who were vicious creatures that would attack humans. Many of the giants were believed to reside within the hollow earth and would emerge from below ground by using large passageways and cavernous openings. After these battles had ended, the cultural developments of the giants were lost, and then the mud floods had entirely destroyed Great Tartaria. Then there was a third great reset in 1892, and because of the huge geographic shifts that kept arising on planet Earth, some of the communities of the Aryan giants who survived the disaster then left for the Scandinavian mountains, which extend across most of Norway and Sweden. Some of the giants travelled into the hollow earth. This may seem far out and strange, but when you research these subjects, these events present a very logical explanation as to why there are thousands of stories about giants on planet Earth. Many aspects of German folklore mention the legendary humanoid called the Fasol Ries, the braided hair giant. He was apparently over 16 feet tall and had Aryan features. The braided-haired giant would constantly roam across the federal states of northern Germany. He was apparently related to the Waldriesen forest giant and the Bergriesen mountain giants, who sometimes lived in dwellings below the natural landscapes of northern Germany. The rather elusive Heimenriese, the fatherland giant, once inhabited the Lachtal Alpine Mountains in western Austria. From the stories about this giant, it was believed to be over 18 feet high. The Heimenriese, the fatherland giant, was believed to have originated from the Lachtenstad shining cities of the Hollow Earth and freely roamed across northern Germany for over 200 years. Various elements of Welsh folklore mention the Coedwig and the Minig Cory. These are the forest and the mountain giants that were always perceived to be nasty creatures. However, the most violent and the most dominant of the Welsh giants were called the Rita Gore, who were said to be 14 feet tall. There were many other types of Welsh giants, and they were known to live around Snowdon Mountain, which is in northwestern Wales. The notable clerical scholar known as Geoffrey of Monmouth stated in 1136 that the original inhabitants of Britain were the giants who were overwhelmed by the Celtic Britons and eventually perished. After the destruction of Tartaria, it is very possible giants found their way through the subterranean passageways to the North American continent. The communities of American Indians spoke of many stories concerning the giants who were over 12 feet tall. They called them the White Giants as they had pale complexions and bright red hair. There are numerous Native American Indian tribes who have stories about their interactions with the White Giants of North America. Most of the stories concerning the White Giants reveal they would consistently attack the Native Americans and destroy the homesteads and spiritual territories. The communities of American Indians often fought with the White Giants as they wanted to destroy them. The various White Giants were 10 to 12 feet tall and they were rich and powerful. The Comanche Indians tell of how they inhabited a huge area which extended all the way from Canada to New Mexico. The communities of White Giants were very brave, resourceful and warlike. Discrete tribal groups of Navajo Indians described the White Giants as having occult technology which used acoustic pulses to extract precious metals and minerals from the ground. Additionally, the White Giants made some of the Native Americans into slaves and had shimmering metal strongholds in the Rocky Mountains of North America. The various Paiute Indians always described the White Giants as having red hair and sometimes having 6 fingers and stood 10 to 12 feet tall. Chief Wuakutu Tomo Yekutu, Rolling Thunder of the Comanche Indians, American Indians, spoke of the White Giants in 1857. Innumerable moons ago, a race of white men 10 feet high and far more rich and powerful than any white people now living here inhabited a large range of country extending from the rising to the setting sun. The northern Paiute Indians of western Nevada have an oral custom which mention how they conflicted against the ferocious red-haired White Giants known as the Sitikash, the sedge eaters. According to the stories, the White Giants called the Sitikash stood over 16 feet tall. The chronicle states that the northern Paiute Indians trapped many of the White Giants that were sleeping inside the hidden cave in western Nevada. They used branches and twigs from trees and dried bundles of grass to block the entrance to the hidden cave. Once they had trapped them inside, the northern Paiute Indians set the hidden cave alight and shot any of the White Giants which tried to escape with a volley of arrows. A similar event occurred in Lovelock Cave in the close by area of Churchill County. So the American Indian tribes certainly warred against the Sitikash giants. Some of these stories about the giants seem so far out that it's too hard to believe them. However, they have been documented as real accounts, and when you explore all these stories about giants, you will see another level to the other frequencies and vibrations around you, and you will understand the censorship that is going on every day on planet Earth. When you look at history, we are left with too many questions. Who really built the pyramids? Who constructed the stone circles? Many cultures seem to have been deliberately forgotten, even when the evidence is so apparent. But the secret societies disregard such truths because they do not fit the narrative they want you to believe. We have to question beyond what we are told, as there are so many lies and so much misinformation that in the end the censorship will only destroy societies in the long term. We are given a very limited perception of the truth, so we stay within that control structure and identify with someone else's fake bandwidth. But if we step out of their frequencies and vibrations, we will find that we reach places that are far more relevant to our spiritual journeys. So what kinds of forces would want to stop the development of humans? Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Hidden History. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next week.